Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the Formula One. So y'all check this out. Well, in the Formula One, we have an historic season going on, right? An historic season. Well, the reason would be is because Formula One future Hall of Famer, seven-time champion, tied with Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, is going for his eighth title, right? But he's going against the main man in Formula One, Max Verstappen. Since Max Verstappen has been there, we understand one thing about Max Verstappen. He never cared whose name was in front of him or whatever. He's not driving behind nobody. That's why we love some Max Verstappen. And that's why me, watching Formula One for years, I probably didn't never really like the major player. Like I wasn't a Schumacher fan because he was dominant. So I was like, who is not afraid to pass Schumacher? So, I gravitated to Juan Pablo Montoya and Jacques Villeneuve. Those were my favorite drivers. Of course, when Lewis Hamilton came and I saw, and even in his first year, he was driving the McLaren and he was driving against the then either the very best driver in the field or right behind Michael Schumacher in Fernando Alonso. And he was able to get exactly the same amount of points as the number two driver at McLaren as Fernando Alonso, even getting to the point where Alonso was telling people, telling the team to slow this man down and stuff like that. So I was like, whoa, Lewis ain't no joke, right? So, and Lewis comes on and he was able to dominate because seven titles means domination. I have the most pole positions, so there's, he's dominant. But going for your eighth title is going to be hard because Max Verstappen has a car that is equal or a little bit better than the Mercedes this year. Max Verstappen is leading the points by 18 points. It was a lot more than that before the last race at Silverstone, right? Now, they had an accident at the beginning of the race. The first two laps were just awesome between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. These are two guys. We're not, letting the other guy get in front of us. We're not pulling back. So, Lewis Hamilton must have hit him with his front tire, right? They say it was Lewis Hamilton's fault. He got a 10-second penalty, so it must have been Lewis Hamilton's fault. It doesn't look like it when you watch it, but hey, things happen. It looked like Max Verstappen had enough room, but Max Verstappen wasn't trying to let Lewis Hamilton get by. Just like when he's behind, Max Verstappen is not going to just pull back. This is Max Verstappen we're talking about. Anybody that doesn't know how he drives and just coming in and look at this accident, then you're probably not paying attention. But if you watch Formula One, you know that Lewis Hamilton does not drive harder than Max Verstappen, not Max Verstappen. So he drives really hard. But according to Formula One, FIA, and Mercedes, after the accident, which Max Verstappen was spun out of the race because of Lewis Hamilton, because of touching Lewis Hamilton, and they had to take him to the hospital. Precautionary measures. He's fine. But what happens to Lewis Hamilton? Of course, he gets racially abused all over the internet, right? Because yes, Lewis Hamilton is a black guy, right? Messing around winning Formula One. Now, I thought it would get this would happen even more often, but it does, but not as often as I expect. It seems as though we have this climate. Now, this doesn't really have to be, but it just is. Now, sometimes, you have the envy of, it's this black guy and, they're running so fast. We don't have nobody that's going to run the 100 meters as quick as the black guys. And we got a token, white guy in the race and stuff like that, or we got guys dunking on people in the NBA, jumping higher or, running faster, okay, there's going to be a little envy there. But this is just a dude in a car, for crying out loud. It's a damn dude in a car, right? What are we racist about that for? Yeah, but he got racially abused. So people, it's all over the place. And like I said before, when America is being this overt racist, the world's going to follow. There's racism all over the world, but bottom line is it's a war there, right? It's a civil war in America right now. People understand it. They're watching the Congress allowing things to happen, and the world is watching. And therefore, the climate has become that. When England lost the soccer finals and two brothers missed penalties, they, told people in England, black people don't come outside for a while because white people were freaking out because they missed the penalty shots. Now, England even has a reputation of missing penalty shots throughout history, right? It ain't been brothers missing them penalty shots throughout history. England has a phobia of penalty shots. Miss them all the time. Never want to have penalty shots. That's their reputation. It wasn't no brothers that done that. And these brothers missed these last two, and I knew it. I did a video about it. I knew that, ooh, brother, you can't miss, man. Are you crazy? Because you gonna get some flack. But it's always the same thing. So why let's make sure this is clear. The issue is not black people, because you're the grunt of what's going on. It's the same type of people that are racist and spewing hate. So therefore, the focus needs to be on them. White people, stop being so damn racist, right? This planet is big enough for everyone, right? That's what's going on. That's the bottom line. The hate is coming from there. There's no one that even has the hate towards them like they have of everyone else. So it's time. You guys have to get it together. And this is what's happening. It's just a dude driving a car. Get behind him. You're watching a legendary driver. Stop being jealous of the man and enjoy, right? You don't have to be you a fan, but you do see greatness out there, right? You do see the greatness because it's ridiculous greatness. I watched Formula One for a long time when there was no blacks in there. And I was able to watch Formula One with no blacks. I was able to watch tennis with no blacks. You think I started watching tennis when Venus came along and Serena? The only blacks was when I was watching was Zena Garrison, Laurie McNeil, and Levi Washington and stuff like that. They wasn't winning nothing. They was in there. You know that my favorite players that had nothing to do with blacks. Monica Seles ain't black. Roger Federer ain't black, and John McEnroe neither. So be able to do that. You understand? Bottom line is Lewis Hamilton was attacked because of this crash with Max Verstappen. And they got to stop it now because they're going to be crashing some more. Because this is legendary. It's about everything. It's about Lewis Hamilton's 8th title. And Max Verstappen ain't letting nobody, not only Lewis Hamilton, nobody pass. And when he's behind you, he don't care what your name is. Max Verstappen is all that. And I'm going to enjoy and love Max Verstappen. And I don't care that he's from Holland. You understand? Can you do that? Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.